All right, I want to get into what exactly, in my opinion, is going down in Ohio, why there's little to no media coverage, and how when I see what the government's doing, it brings me back to my time that I spent down at the World Trade Center Ground Zero when we had a similar situation of toxins in the air and how the government tried to play it down. First, I want to get into the blackout, the media blackout. Why isn't the media taking this as serious as they should? Forget about all the balloons and all the stuff happening with this Biden administration and these Chinese balloons allegedly. The reason why the media isn't covering this is because 3 of the most powerful companies in our country have an investment in the railroad company that caused this accident. 3 of them: BlackRock, Vanguard, and JP Morgan. The same JP Morgan that went and got the AG in the Caribbean fired for trying to the Jeffrey Epstein situation, his illegal financial transactions, who was associated with him, all those kind of things, where JP Morgan had the power to step up to the government. They deny it. Step up to the government and tell them to fire the AG there. Now, if you know the very power that BlackRock has, then I don't even have to say anything more about it. BlackRock is basically running this country because the power that they have behind all these politicians that they donate to politically, especially the Democrat Party. BlackRock is probably the most woke company right now and trying to push wokeness that we've never seen before, and they have a big say in what's happening in our government today. But I want to get into now the similarities of what's happening down there in Ohio and what I experienced down at Ground Zero. I have many friends and co-workers that spend time with me down there, and I'm sad to say that I probably know over 10 people that died of cancers that I personally work with. That's not counting all the people that died that I heard of, or people that are currently sick with cancer, people that have cancers from down there that they tried to deny at first, that they said had nothing to do with being down at Ground Zero. But for the first few years down there were people already coming up with cancers, and they said it had nothing to do with being down at Ground Zero. They refused to link it to what was going on down there. But eventually what happened was so many people were coming up with the same ailments from being down there, they could no longer deny the fact that it was the toxins in the air. Now, cancers are a small part of all the other ailments that are going on down there. There are many people with respiratory ailments, things that are causing lung diseases, so many different respiratory ailments. I myself have quite a few respiratory ailments, and I actually consider myself one of the lucky ones because I have so many people that I worked with that ended up with severe cancers. So in that regards, I guess I am lucky that I haven't come up with that yet, but every year I have to go get checked to make sure I don't have esophageal cancer. There are a total of 55 different cancers that people have gotten from being down there. There are 12 different types of lung diseases, and as I said, numerous other respiratory ailments. And this is what I find eerily similar to what happened down there and what's going on now. The government has just come out and stated that everything is safe down there. The air is okay, that they tested it, the EPA tested it, and they can find nothing that is unsafe. Basically, that's what they're saying. Despite the fact that animals are dropping dead all over the place, that fish are dying in the waterways all around there. There was a video I saw of a woman filming fish just floating all over the top of the water. So they'll sit here and say, don't worry, it's not going to affect you, I guess the human beings, differently from the animals. Don't buy it, because I remember in 2001, shortly after, I remember waking up every day with bloody noses, having a lot of difficulty breathing. And then Christine Todd Whitman, who was the governor of New Jersey at the time, came on TV, spoke to us personally and said, don't worry, the EPA tested the air and it's safe. And that's why they went on to deny for years, that there was anything connected to all the people who were turning up with all these different cancers and all these different lung problems and difficulty breathing and things like that. So expect that. Expect the same thing to happen. But I'm going to say this real quick. There is a connection now. And if you look, you can go to this yourself. You can fact check this yourself. Go on to the CDC website and see that they just changed the profile of vinyl chloride. In January of 2023, they just changed the profile of vinyl chloride on the CDC website. Vinyl chloride is the #1 toxin right now in the air in Ohio. Why would they change the profile? Was this done on purpose? I don't know, but it's weird because it stayed the same for 17 years, and just last month they changed the profile, I guess to make it look like it's not as bad as it is. But if you look at vinyl chloride, it's definitely a carcinogen that causes cancer. And what it says is how much you take in, how long you're exposed to it. Well, if you're in that area, believe me, you're taking a lot of it in. And my suggestion to you is, if you can, I know everybody's not capable of it, but hightail your butt out of there. Take some time away from there. You do not need to be inhaling this stuff because it is definitely a carcinogen that will get you cancer down the road. Why the government wouldn't tell you this is beyond me. To me, it's just another cover-up. Did they cause this? I can't sit here definitively and say that, but it's odd that 1 month prior to this happening, they go and change the profile of vinyl chloride, the #1 substance in the air right now. And if you don't believe it, like I said, go onto the CDC website and look for yourself. It's there. It clearly explains that. So anyway, I just wanted to pass this information out there to other Americans that might see this and want to see that there are some things that are eerily similar to what happened to people who were down at ground zero. The government denied it. They denied any problem with the air. And it seems to me that's exactly what they're doing now. The only difference I can say between Ohio and ground zero is we didn't have animals dying all over the place. To me, that's a telltale sign that something bad is happening. They're going to sit here and deny it. People are going to start getting sick. They're going to deny it, but you have to put the pressure on them. You cannot allow them to get away with this. My suggestion also is go now, see a doctor, get yourself checked out, make sure you're clear of anything. And if things start to happen a couple years down the road, link it to this. I'm sorry you had to go through this, but unfortunately we have a dirty, disgusting government that just doesn't care. They don't care about their citizens. They will sit here and lie. And it's funny because that information is available to anyone. If you want to see how deadly or what kind of dangers vinyl chloride has, just search for it and see. And they sit here and tell you nothing to worry about. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.